Howdy folks, there's the old mountain man talking at you from the backside of this here lake in the woodlands of Arkansas. Well, it's pretty late on in the evening, about 3 minutes after 11, and I'm just sitting out here listening to the tree frogs sing their little songs. And yeah, those sounds you hear in the night here in America, up there in the trees, are actually frogs and not bugs, as a lot of people would have you think. That's just silly. Of course, people just don't know. You know, I was just thinking it was about time for me to make another video, and yeah, I got my old briar pipe here. Pretty good pipe. Had it for a little while. Well, I got thinking a while ago about the different videos that I had on my other channel when I had that, before I deleted the channel, Mountain Man 74177. And a couple of those videos had to do with the ferro rods and the different steels and strikers and other different steels you could use for a striker. And the least favorable was stainless steel. Well, you could get a spark off of it, but it wouldn't send those rolling, bouncing sparks like carbon steel would. And you'll find carbon steel most common in files and hacksaw blades, but I was trying to use a piece of a hacksaw blade, and those things are just a bit too flexible. They're just messed up. They're flimsy. So I use a piece of a file for mine, my own personal ferro rod that I use. I use a piece of a file, and it'll peel those sparks off of there. It'll send those sparks flying and bouncing across the ground. And I broke off I had to take a hammer and break off the piece of the file that has that little, I'll just call it an arm or prong. And it's going to take me a minute to get this all untangled and get this conglomeration of this mess here. I gotta thin this stuff out. I'll figure out a better way to carry it. Oh boy, what a mess. Anyway, there it is. I took a piece of a file, broke it off, and that little fastener there came from a set of Allen wrenches, or what people are calling hex wrenches today, and it's just a spring with a little twist in the top. Let's see, get that up there a bit closer, because it'd been night time. The resolution on this webcam ain't too great. Alright, come in real good like that. Now these damn camera angles and all that is a mess. But put that old pipe down for a little bit. I'll get me some more tobacco here in a minute. But what I'm going to do, and that bright light you see there is my Coleman Mini Max lantern. And I'm just going to bring this over here. Like that. And try to get the right angle on this. Use this file here. Yeah. Those sparks come rolling off of there pretty hot. Now here's my neck knife. Little Marbles 440C stainless trout and fish knife, or trout and bird knife. Got a little finger loop on there to hold on to it, which makes it a handy weapon. Yeah. This little booger, yeah, stainless steel, like I said, it throws a spark, but nothing like carbon steel. Carbon steel is just, and the thing of it is, Ferrocerium rods are made out of certain elemental materials, and one of them is carbon steel. And one of the very metals that it's made of works best on making it sling a spark. Now, in my previous upload, I listed in the video description, I listed the materials that it's made of. One thing I think is neglected in that particular video is the fact that these sparks come off at over 3,000 degrees. 2 to 3,000 degrees, depending on the amount of cerium and carbon steel that's in the ferro rod itself. And why carbon steel works better, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I haven't figured that out yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. I can look into it, investigate it, check it out, ask questions. It's the only way people going to learn anything is to ask questions. And it also occurred to me that some people might not like the orange plastic handles. I like the orange plastic handle because, well, it being orange, you can see it real well on the ground if you happen to drop it or lose it out of your pocket or your pack or whatever. Heaven forbid that you lose your ferro rod and you don't have a way to start a fire, but yeah, people are going to shout something like your Bic lighter or Zippo lighter, or I'll just use some gasoline and a match. Okay, whatever your preferred method. Personally, I don't like to buy lighters a whole lot, but then again, I don't light my cigarettes or my pipe with a ferro rod either. I'm buying big cigarette lighters by the 6-pack. They last a good long time. And what is it that you think makes a spark in a big cigarette lighter? Ferrocerium. What do you think makes a spark in a Zippo lighter? Ferrocerium. It's been around a long time. And they take all those metals that the ferrocerium rod's made out of, and they put them in a high pressure chamber, a heated high pressure chamber. Now, it's not flammable until you put it in that chamber and get it all compressed and made, and then through friction of just stroking that carbon steel. Whoa, blinding the camera. Yeah, just stroking that steel across that rod, you got your spark. These sparks, you can catch just about anything. Cedar bark done a little experiment with just plain old cedar bark. It worked real well. Worked real well. Instead of stroking the striker across there, I put the striker near the cedar bark and pulled back and peeled off a bunch of sparks, and doggone it, it blazed right up there with 2 or 3 pulls. Was able to, so that'd be another real good alternative, is very dry cedar bark. Bag some of that up in a Ziploc bag, toss it in your bag, and toss it in your survival kit. Having a little trouble there with my coffee, keeping everything balanced on that stove. Yeah, I got a propane stove sitting out here in my yard. Yeah, it's a long story why that's sitting out here in the yard. Make a long story short, all the propane lines in my house leaked. I had no use for the stove. Removed it, put it out here, and used the extra space. 30-foot camping trailer really ain't got that much space in it. And I needed some place to put my cleaning supplies. And although I don't use cleaning supplies much, I'm a cluttered up outfit. Being a single man living alone in a camping trailer out in the woods, no vehicle, no way to really be independently mobile. I don't have much of a social life, so not much reason to clean house nowadays. And plus, I quit all those dating websites. Some of the ridiculous crap you see on those things. However, I digress. As one of my favorite YouTubers would say, yeah, the main prepper. Now there's a smart fella, very resourceful, very intelligent, very well spoken. He's a pretty good old fella, that main prepper. And the Haas USMC, want to give him a shout out. And as well as the Patriot Nurse, and Native Robin, and Really Big Monkey One, Dave Pearson, and Catfish Chick, she's and Goose Arrow. I'm just naming off some people that I really like here on YouTube. Rebecca Francis, she's a huntress. She's got some really good videos on her channel. You'll find some of these people in my favorite and suggested channels list on my main channel. Oh, the Smiley Pirate, Ray Hawk. He's not got any videos up right now, but I have seen some activity on his channel, and I'm hoping that he'll be back soon. Ray, miss you, buddy. Really enjoyed your informative, intelligent videos. And, you're much appreciated in the YouTube community for everything you know on so many levels. I bet you couldn't tell it by looking at me, but I am an educated man. Quite an extensive vocabulary, and yes, I do know how to use it. Just like the survival tools that get me by every day. And although intelligent conversation out here in the boonies is somewhat at a minimum, to say the least. Yeah. Oh well. Could be one day that'll change. Well, at any rate, I'm running up on 15 minutes. I was thinking about these custom made handles. I can make them out of wood or bone. or deer antler or whatever. And if I don't have the materials on hand and you do, and you want to send me a piece of material to make a custom handle for you, then I'll take the hacksaw and I'll cut this here orange handle off, and I'll custom make you a handle for it. Of course, it's going to cost a little more, and custom work always does. Send me maybe a sketch or a written description of what you want. Send me a message here on YouTube. I may be putting my foot in the fire on this one, creating a whole lot more work for myself than what I care to do, but I gotta make some money. Living on a fixed income and food stamps ain't my idea of paradise. You can't make ends meet, no matter what people might think. Some folks think you got it made on a disability check. No. $710 a month every 30 days. And once that's gone, it's gone. I want to get my business, up and running and going to where I got steady business. And I just want to get this get out of the system as much as possible. Because it's just not, it's no kind of life, barely surviving. You can't get everything you need, you can't prep properly, you can't do much anything. And I'm not really a prepper. I hadn't hardly got anything, and living in a 30-foot camping trailer, you can't store a whole heck of a lot. I don't have a storage shed. The shed you see behind me in that other video, and maybe in future videos, that's not mine. It belongs to somebody else. And it's not my storage shed. I can't fill it full of food and water and what have you. And other supplies. I'm dependent on this limited space, and I've been thinking about downsizing my bed. And I got a big old bed in the back of this 30-foot camping trailer, and it takes up the entire bedroom. I've been thinking about downsizing to a cot. Getting rid of that big old comfortable bed. After all, comfort is not really an option when we're talking about survival. And should hard times hit, I do want to have some things on hand well, I'm not going to have to worry. If a tornado comes and circles around this lake and wipes out a bunch of houses and tears things up and what have you, or if, the lights go out, so to speak, or if that infamous crap hit the fan scenario hits and our way of life here in America falls apart. And it'd be sweet to have some things ready on hand that, to where I wouldn't have to worry for a good long time, and I'd be able to prepare with other wild foodstuffs and such. I don't even have a proper water storage tank yet. These camping trailers, they come with an old 20, 30 gallon tank. I took it out in order to put in my bed. Oh goodness. And then I'm pretty well stocked up on beans and rice. I got a 50-pound bag of beans and a 50-pound bag of rice. You know, that'll last a good long time, more than 6 months. I doubt it. Little bear over there is gonna... Oh, I said his name. Here he comes. You little fart, what are you doing? What's doing? What's doing, buddy? Oh, you my bear dog. You my buddy. You like to run around the house and bear down on biscuits and gravy and various other groceries? Do you? You my buddy. That's my pal. He's the one thing I did right in this life. Raising him, bottle feeding him since he was a baby. Little bear had been with me for a very long time, 5 years. He's 5 years old and been with me for 5 years. He's not known anybody else. He's just, I'm his parent and his buddy, and he's my sounding board whenever I want to say a few ideas out loud to keep me from looking nuts. I'll say, little bear, well, what do you think about it? I'm not just sitting around talking to myself. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, little bear, what's doing, stinker? You gonna talk to me? Are you gonna talk to me? You gonna climb up here in my lap? That's how me and Little Bear conversate sometimes. I don't understand the word he says, but he doesn't understand me much either. Alright, buddy. But, yeah, when you bottle raise a critter, sometimes it's about like you can read each other's minds, if not emotions. That little critter. Ain't my buddy. Ain't you, little bear? Are you my buddy? Are you a stinker? The thing about this dog, he will not lick another human's face. He won't. Not mine, not nobody. I guess it was just the way he was raised. He wasn't raised being cleaned by his mom or having affection shown to him by another dog. So it's a strange thing to him. Whenever another dog comes up and smells at him or licks him in the face or something, he'll back up and he'll just kind of like, what are you doing that for? Not right, little bear. So you don't know what that's about. And this here 2-dog pack. Me and Little Bear. You're a critter, you know that. You're a critter. Spoiled rotten. He won't even eat raw meat. Nope, it's gotta be cooked. Well, folks, we're running a little over 25 minutes. I'm gonna try to maneuver around here and get this video stopped and get it up on YouTube. Well, y'all try to be good to each other, be good to yourselves, take care of one another. Watch out for those wolves in sheep's clothing, as I always say. The people that'll lie to you and deceive you and try to make your life miserable, they ain't no good. Try to keep them on outside your gate. Keep them at arm's reach, so to speak. This was a bad enough place without all the negativity and filth and garbage. And if you want to try to make things better, you know, I try to do like I try to do. Practice being good to people. Those that'll let you, and those that are ornery and gonna try to use you, well, they'll show their true colors eventually. We'll talk with y'all later. Y'all take care now. Adios.